Up next, I'd like to invite Jacqueline Girard, who is a Master's of Arts student in History at Nipissing University. Jacqueline's presentation title is Where Are the Mothers? Unwed Mothers at the Hôpital de la Miséricorde, Quebec, 1950 to 1970.
Thank you. Looking at these photographs, a few questions may come to mind. But for my research on unwed mothers throughout the mid to late 20th century in Quebec, what is important is not only what is visible in these photographs, but what is hidden. Where are the mothers? From what little information we have that accompanies these photographs, we know that they were taken in 1954 as a part of a religious, political, promotional campaign for the babies born out of wedlock, specifically at the Hôpital de la Miséricorde in Montreal. This was one of the largest homes for unwed mothers in Montreal, and one of the many across Canada, and across the world for that matter. Serviced and operated by nuns, nurses, midwives, just as the ones you see on screen, the Hôpital de la Miséricorde serviced a total of 71,273 unwed mothers in Montreal from its opening in 1854 to its closing in 1970. While the Catholic Patriarchal Society in Quebec valued childbearing, it did so strictly within the confines of marriage. Pregnancy outside of marriage was considered a sin and had no visible place in Quebec society. Here's where the hospital came in. The hospital allowed women impregnated out of wedlock to have their babies in secret, away from their community, away from their family, and allow them, once the pregnancy was finished, to return back to their community, sparing themselves and their families the shame of visible illegitimacy. This came at a cost. Most of the babies born at this hospital either stayed in the care of the institution, died at an early age, or were put up for adoption across Canada and across the world. This was done without the consent of the mother. Only a few of the babies born at this hospital were either able to stay with the mother or the maternal family. Going back to these photographs then, we can see the image on the left is symbolic of the baby's birth at the hospital and introduction into Catholic values, where the image on the right is symbolic of the baby's first steps in its adoption journey, with the mother nowhere to be seen. My research then focuses on the last 20 years of the hospital's operation. Many of the mothers who went there at this time are still alive today to tell the story. My research champions the voices of the unwed mothers not pictured here in the screen through an interview process that allows them to share their experiences and their stories from their time at the hospital. These photographs then serve as a way of understanding the ways in which mothers' voices have been silenced and faces hidden, a legacy that my research will not uphold. And this is thanks to the contribution of the unwed mothers, one of whom was my grandmother. Thank you.